trying to find that sweet spot when it comes to creating your functional planning system? Well, keep watching, because I'm going to share my current 2023 setup that's got the balance between high-level, at-a-glance plans and details-orientated productivity. Let's dive in. Hey there, planner friend. So my planning journey has really evolved over the last 12 months or so. I'd had 3 years of planner fails prior to that, and it was actually in that third year, I'd got a few months into my third in a row year of failing to use a planner, and I just thought there must be something wrong with me. Like, why can I not figure out how to use a planner? I must be broken, I'm not that organized. All of that negative self-talk was bubbling up. But thankfully, I didn't let that overcome me, and I decided to look into actually developing the habit of using a planner, actually having a routine for it. I figured that must be the issue here, that I'm not regularly using my planner because I don't have the habit developed of using a planner. So I read a couple of really great books, which I've talked about before, which was The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, I think it is, and of course Atomic Habits by James Clear. Everybody knows about that. It's a classic, and they are both well worth reading. I came to the realization that I needed to develop a planning routine first before I tried to plot world domination. So I stripped everything back to basics. I essentially only put the essential things in my planner: dates, reminders, to-dos, things that I really didn't want to forget. Once I'd developed the habit of coming to my planner every day and checking what was going on for that week or month or what have you, then I was able to actually start figuring out, okay, how am I going to turn this into something that's really functional and designed at helping me hit my goals and be more productive? And that's when I started to add things back in, and that's where this current setup comes into play, because this is where I've started adding things in that are really designed to help me make the most of my days. So let's jump to the overhead view and I can show you how I've got this set up. So here we are at my desk. We've got a slightly different view from my usual videos today. This is the study desk upstairs. So we've got this lovely dark wood background today. I hope you guys don't mind. Let me know in the comments, what do you prefer, the lighter desk or the darker desk? But that's not what you're here for. You're here for this. So I'm currently using a Filofax Malden. This is the A5 size. I've gone with A5 because this really is a stay at home / home office desk planner. I don't carry it around with me, so I love that I've got the room to be able to really plan things in here. Plus, I've said it a few times before, we're a family of 5, so there's a lot for me to keep track of, and I do need the space. I'm more on the functional side of planning. I like to have a few deco bits and bobs here and there, but I've really tried to keep my planner set up very streamlined and very clean. So I just have one pen, which is a Sarasa Clip pen. It's part of their vintage collection. I think this is called Grey Brown or Brown Grey. And I just love how handy this is to use, and the rubber grip is quite comfortable as well. And the clip ability on this pen makes it perfect for the Malden planner, because anyone who has a Filofax that has full leather pen loops knows that it can be really hit or miss whether you're going to get your pen in there or not. So my Sarasa clips onto that pen loop, and then on the other side I've just got my Tombow marker for highlighting, and this one is colour 942. I've shared this tip before, but I'll share it again in case you haven't heard it. But just pop some sellotape over your Tombow number, and that way it won't rub off. Obviously I got to that a little bit too late on this pen, but it still preserved it. As you can see, everything else has rubbed off. So yeah, top tip for Tombows there. I've got a few little deco items up front. I've got some paper sticky notes. I've done away with using the transparent sticky notes just because I didn't want to have to actually carry a separate pencil case around with me all the time. It was just annoying to have to find the pen to write on, transparent sticky notes. It needs to be like a permanent marker or an oil-based pen, and I just wanted something where I could use one pen in my planner and write on my post-it notes. I've got a few of these cards up the front. These ones are actually by SharmilaJoy. They are pocket truth cards with Bible verses on there for encouraging and inspiring you. I've also got a couple of little planner cards at the bottom here that came with some orders from Colour Cafe. Next up, I've got my word for the year, which is printed onto vellum. My word is adventurous, and this is actually from my shop. It's very, very popular at the moment. Everyone loves that you can customize it with your word and then have a bit of a definition for that word. So I'll pop a link to that below if you also want to grab one of these for your setup. Then I've just got a little bit of deco. I just felt like this kind of illustrated to me adventurous. It's kind of a mountain scene, yeah, tackling mountains, climbing mountains, moving mountains, that kind of idea. And then on the back of that, I've got another little deco-y thing and another Bible verse which just says, when you pass through the water, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they will not overflow you. And that's Isaiah 43. So now let's get into this functional setup, because there really, after these bits of deco, there really isn't any other full-on deco things. So I have my 2023 calendar. Okay, I lied. There's a bit more deco, but this is functional because here it's a bit of a docking place for post-it notes where, especially when I had this in my 2022 planner and I was having some dates for 2023 thrown at me and I didn't have my 2023 planner set up, having a place where I can see the dates and then make a note of them and keep that in a safe place was really, really handy. So I'm leaving this here for now in case there are any little things that I want to scribble down and just keep safe somewhere. Then we come to my quarterly, and this is where I'm getting that high level plans at a glance, bird's eye view of my year. So this is divided into a quarter on each page. It really is just a bit of a running list of what's going on. At the moment, I really only have the kids' term time dates highlighted in here, as well as a few other little important dates and birthdays. But this just gives me that view of how my year is looking in terms of when my children will be off and any commitments I have for I volunteer at my church as part of the kids ministry, so I can start to slot things in and see where they fall in terms of when the kids are or aren't at school. The next part is my inbox, and I'm not really going to go through this because I'm still not finding my stride when it comes to the inbox. I initially started with, I'm not sure if I can show, I might blur out this page, but it's essentially just a running list of things that I didn't want to forget, that I wasn't necessarily ready to plan, but I just wanted a place to brain dump that so I didn't need to hold on to that information in my brain and have that open loop as, I've forgotten his name, but the guy, the getting things done guy, whose name has completely escaped me, so I will try and pop it up on the screen below. He talks about having these open loops where you're holding on to these reminders, and yeah, I do recommend trying to dump those things out of your brain if you can, but I'm still not finding my stride with using this inbox method, although it was very useful. And as you can maybe see, if it's not too blurred out, I do actually use my Tombow to highlight off anything that I have actually completed from this list. So then we come into the meat of it. This is what I would describe the meat of my planner to be: the today, the this week, and the this month section. And I'm not sure if you can see down here at the bottom, I've got these 3 clear page flags. One is marked today, which brings me to my daily insert. One is marked this week, which brings me to my weekly insert. And then we've got this month, which will bring me to the month that we are currently in. And these I got from Colour Cafe. I think they come as top tabs, but I requested could they come as bottom tabs instead. How I currently use my planner is I will look, when it comes to the month, I will look at the quarterly and see what is or isn't missing from my monthly view. I like this particular style of monthly view because it gives me the bullet journal style running list of what I have going on in the month. And the, if I take you to a blank one, the weekends are highlighted, so it really does give me that quick view of how I can start piecing together my week and where everything falls. I also like that on this insert you've got the calendar grid, so I tend to pop little icon stickers so I can quickly see what birthdays are going on, when the cleaner is coming and things like that. It also gives me my top 3 things that I want to achieve for the month, as well as a little space for notes, and then little tick box area if there are tasks or to-dos that I need to get done. So I will fill this out first, and then each week I will come to a weekly view. Now this may seem somewhat repetitive, but this is where I'm beginning to zoom in, as it were. So before I have this wide aperture of an overall look at the month, but now I'm beginning to zoom into my week, and this is where we start to get slightly more details orientated. Okay, I've planned out what I've got going on for my week using the schedule column. Then I can think about any tasks that I need to also get done on any particular day. I can put any icon stickers here if I want to instantly bring my eyes to certain things that are happening. But then on the left-hand page, this is where I can start planning out those goals and figuring out how I'm going to get things done during the week. So I've got my top 3 priorities for the week. I can list out a goal and a why, as well as action steps towards achieving the goal. So I like this combination of having the bird's eye view of the month and then being able to come and start plotting out, okay, this is the goal or the priority for the month. What do I need to do this week to achieve that? I've also got a line a day section down here. I currently use this for dinners, so meal planning, but this could be your workouts, it could be your Bible study, it could be your daily gratitudes even. It's really down to you. There's also a notes panel which I will sometimes use for any shopping lists, or if I'm waiting on orders to come or I need to order something online, then I can just list these out here and check them off with the Tombow once that is sorted. Now, again, this may seem superfluous to some, but this is what has really helped me start being more productive each day. So now we're zooming in even more and we're coming down to the daily view, and this is where we're getting like really granular, I guess. So I can put things into my schedule here and I can start to think about what my goal is that I want to achieve and where in the day I want to do that, or where in the day I have time to do that. For me, I tend to either plan in the evening. So when I'm sitting in bed, I will fill out, I've got my gratitude journal, which is just a traveler's dot grid notebook that I've just decorated a little bit, tried to make it a bit fancy, and I just, at the moment, to keep life simple, it's just in the back of my planner, so I can bring this whole thing to bed with me, do my gratitude journal, look at what I've got coming up for the day, for the week, or look at what I've got coming up for the following day, and then come to a daily insert and start mapping out how I'd like that day to flow. Or alternatively, I might do it in the morning of the day. So I've still got that higher level view of what's going on for the week and that particular day, but this is where I'm getting down to the nitty gritty and actually say, okay, well, during this 9 to 10 slot, I want to work on step 3 of my goal, and that step is going to break down further into these mini little chunks for me to actually achieve that goal. I've also got my top 3 priorities. Again, there might be things that I want to make a priority for the day. So it might be making sure I do the food shop early in the morning rather than late in the evening. It might be recording a YouTube video. Whatever it is, I can just put it there, and I'm just reinforcing that in my brain that this is what I want to achieve today. I've also got space for focus, and I really it varies how I use this. This might be an intention that I've set for the day. It could be a devotional with a Bible verse, or it could be some sort of reflection, or it could be something that I just want to remind myself in terms of a goal that I'm working towards. So for example, today I put, don't fear following a path. So that was like my high level focus. And then underneath I've just written, if it's part of God's plan, then doors will open. If not, the doors will be locked and I'll see the diversion. So that was just that reminder to me that I want to keep reinforcing, and just having that mindset shift with that reminder. That is it, my planner friends. This is my functional planning system, where we're starting off with the monthly view, where we've got that high level bird's eye view of the month. We're zooming, I'm zooming in to my weekly view, where I can start to really plan out my goals and what I need to get done that week to stay on track. And then I'm zooming in once more to my daily view of actually figuring out the productivity side of getting things done and staying on track. If you've liked any of the inserts that you've seen, I will pop all the links below. They're from my shop. They're available on Etsy as well as my own website. I'll also include the links to these page flags by Kolour Cafe and the pen references as well, in case you're interested. Until the next time, I shall see you in this video. Bye for now, planner friend. Bye, 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 bye.